Okay, in the last video I had shown you how to set up and create a calendar entry that would create an invoice reminder. And this is the next video about how you're going to create the invoices that for the next month. So we're just going to pretend that it's like October 1st or October 2nd or whatever, and you need to now generate all the invoices for the next month. You should have one of these for all your customers because it should have created a calendar entry for that, and it's just showing you here what to do. I have created two calendar entries to create the invoices, one for a contract person and one for not a contract person, just to show you the differences and where you would want to do that. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and create the invoice for Kilwain's home. And so you would come up here, and once you've created the invoice, it will disappear off this box. So then you can keep track of who you've done and who you haven't done. So we're going to double click on that, and then it will show you all the calendar entries that have been marked complete but haven't been invoiced yet. So everything you've done that month that was completed and you want to be invoiced should be on this list. So if you've got some calendar entries that haven't been marked complete yet, you need to make sure that they are marked complete before you start the invoice. And you wouldn't want to have marked anything complete for the next month. Well, you could, but then you'd have to, instead of being able to say select all, you would have to then select them with clicking on them while you're holding down the control key. So I just find it easier that I haven't marked anything complete for the next month until I've finished invoicing. So anyway, you're going to come up here and select all, say yes, I'm going to create an invoice for all of those dates, and then come down here and say invoice selected. Now it's going to come up and say the next reminder has been added for October 24th. Well, actually yours should say November 1st, or because it's right now it's just creating the invoice reminder. So it won't be the 24th because that's today's date, but it will actually say the next reminder has been added for November 1st or December 1st anyway, and that is adding the calendar entry for the invoice reminder. So okay, that's cool. And now it says an invoice has been created for the selected history entries. Do you want to open look at the invoice now? Now I usually say yes, but if you accidentally say no, I'll show you how you can go back and get at your invoice and look at it. So you would say yes, I want to open my invoice now, and it'll actually bring up the invoice. It'll show you the visits and all in, however, if they're out of order, oh no, I did not mean to do that. It just made my screen big so then you can't see it. If they're out of order, then you can move them around by selecting the row and moving the row up or down. Like if I clicked there, it moved that row up. So like if the dates for some reason are out of order, that's how I move them around to put them back in order. Okay. And the other thing I do is I add in a fuel surcharge. Well, the things I do are I add a fuel surcharge for everybody except for two people, and those are the two people that send the payments before you even get the invoices out to them, and that would be Heckroth and Stackhouse. So they're the only people I don't add a fuel surcharge. And to add a fuel surcharge, you would come down here and say add new, and I would type in fuel surcharge. When I'm creating invoices and I'm sitting down and doing that all at one time, I would type it in once, and then I would highlight it, and then copy it. So I can just copy and paste, and if you control, I highlighted the first time, and then I would right click so I can do a copy. And it's really hard for me right now because I'm holding the microphone with one finger, one hand. So I do a copy like this, copy it, and then the next time when you came into that box, you could do a Control V to paste it, or you could then right click and do paste, but I find Control V is easier. Anyway, so Control V, get a fuel surcharge, come over here and put $5 in, and the other thing to make it go down so it's $5 all the way through to the item price is you have to come over here and put a quantity, and put a 1 in there, right after the 0, and that creates a 1. Or the other way is if you just hit the backspace key, it creates a 1 too. So either way works. If and then you would click save, and what that does is it puts a fuel surcharge price at the very bottom of the invoice. If for some reason you've got something selected, so whatever, and then you want to add new, and it won't come up where you can add something over here, won't let you put amounts in here, just select it to be a header and then select it not to be a header, and then it'll make these things to be where you can put something in them. Every once in a while it has a small glitch like that, and if you just do that, it'll unglitch it. So that's if you cannot put a price in here. So no, I don't want to update that one anymore, the new one. So the other thing you have to do for the contract people, and Kilwayne is a contract, is that I don't put the cost per visit in the calendar because it can change depending on how many times a month you're going out to visit there. And I didn't like the way that this program handled the contracts, because then it would just bill them once a month but wouldn't let you put on the invoice when you had been out easier. So and in the calendar it just didn't work real well. So anyway, you have to come in here and change the price, so it will generate on the invoice, and that was the one I was trying to add. So what you need to do is just come here and on the first one select it, and then come down here and put what the price is. And I can't remember what we charged Kilwayne's, and I've got it in front of me, so I'm just going to make up a price. Let's say it's $130, and don't take this for Kilwayne's because I'm sure it's not right. But anyway, you would type in 130 and then click save, and that would then put the price in for the invoice. So then the next thing you would do after you've done that would say that you want to print it. As you come down, every time it wants you to save something and it has a red underline on it, then you would click the save as you messed with all these things up here, and then save down here, because I just click save and update, so then it would save here, and you want to save it so that red line goes away before you print it. And then you would just say click print, and the one I usually use right now is detailed voice without quantities, and you would select that. And I don't print the item descriptions because I don't put anything in that box, but you can if you want to. So I just print no to print that, and it will come up with an invoice. Kind of looks a little bit like this. The price is the $5, and if you come down here, it'll show you what it looks like. Now I haven't applied any payments from the previous invoice, so it's going to show the total amount due. So that was the other thing you need to have done, was applied made sure you've applied payments so it comes up with the correct amount. Anyway, then you come up here and put print, and it would print. Then print close, and it goes back to the other screen. And I'm going to stop this video now and put it onto a different one.